So, there is one part of West Coast USA that most people don't really explore too carefully. As I wait for this to load, I'll basically just tell you what's going on here. There is a train tunnel. I'm sorry, there is a giant train bridge that goes over a lot of West Coast USA, and it goes through the city, through the docks, along the highway, I believe, through the docks, and also on the new island, which is actually not that new anymore. But the thing about it is, I've seen a ton of people exploring the one end on the island that just, you can literally get onto it from a sidewalk, in a small park-looking area. But nobody actually knows what's on the other end. Or at least nobody that I've seen. So I thought I'd just go ahead and show what's actually on the other end of this train line. Once Beam actually freaking loads. Also, ignore my textures. I don't know what's going on. If somebody can help me fix this. Everything metal is just, like, no material. So, if we just pop on over, you see we've got a train line running alongside the highway here. And over here, ignore that. Over here, we've got we just get on the train tracks. All we have to do is follow it down this way. Now, one thing that there's a station. Now, there's also a station all the way back over that way, all along the highway. But nobody really knows, or at least pays attention to, what happens after this bit. And here, I don't think the devs were planning on anybody actually coming up this way, because if you're ever playing hide and seek inside the city, this is a pretty perfect place to play it, because you're inside the world. You cannot be seen. Unless somebody happens to park up right here, jump out of their car, and look at this crack in between the walls, and you're parked right down here. Then they'll see you. But in no other scenario should anybody be able to know that you're there. Even if you're over here and you look up this way, you can't see anything. If you're in the parking garage, you can't see anything, because there's this whole cut out area that you can just drive around in. There's this entire area where, if you're careful enough, you can stay outside of the building's mesh and probably win, like, literally every single game of hide and seek you ever play. And this isn't just some place that you really cannot access. You see, it is a bit hard to access it, but if we were to go all the way over here to the island, and we were to say, hop on this road, for example, we can hop up the hill, and there will be train tracks coming out of a hole right over there. You can also go in at the train station on this end of the line. Okay, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to spawn in right up here, and then I'm going to drop down. Crap. Okay, this is not working. Hold on. Hold on really quick while I just try to get this on. Okay. I've somewhat gotten it on, but my tire is stuck inside the, what? You know what, I'm just gonna do that. Just gonna reset myself facing the opposite direction. Hit reset, and I should just spawn right on the mesh. And then, we can just ride the rails all the way down this way. Also, there's no rail collision on the train, on the bridge. Not sure why. I think it's just because the bridge is rendered as just one solid mesh with a giant hole. Now, you have to be careful right here. Squeeze right there. Because the train tracks are misaligned as showcased in a horror video that I will link in the description. If I can actually remember to for once. But then, this is technically possible without resets. I'm just not sure how anybody would be able to do it. Because it's so hard to do it. All you have to do, continue down this way. You could also get on there if you can't go on the island during like the hide and seek competition or something. Hard brakes. Then drive down this way. Notice that I've spent this entire time in only the high tier transfer case on the D2s. You can do this with a rear wheel drive car, or a front wheel drive car, and definitely an all wheel drive car. All wheel drive would be easiest, but you can do it with any car with any transfer case. The Pigeon would probably be best, because you can get in even smaller, more cramped spaces. So like the Pigeon, the Widget, the Block P50 if you have the mod installed. But in case you're wondering what happens if I do actually enter the mesh, this is what it looks like. Sorry, my camera buttons also drive my vehicle. So basically, it just goes straight through the wall, and then it's not like you can't even. It's not like you can just drive through the wall and get back, because it's a one-sided mesh. So you literally cannot get back through. Once you're here, you're here. And there's literally no way for anyone to get you. Exploring, and now I'm gonna go to a part where I haven't actually explored this part. You can indeed spawn behind this set of buildings. I might need the high 4 transfer case for this. High 4. Come on. You can do it. Yeah, okay, there's nothing up here. So that's kind of a waste of time. You can also, I believe, yeah, you can go out this way. What just happened? I just turned off my engine by accident. You can go down this way. There's a. Can you see like half the sidewalk right there? over here, you can actually probably, get underneath, like, right here, if you have a small enough car, and then go underneath the street, where you can also see the same lane lines that are above the street, printed on the ground, because that's just how BeamNG works. So if you need a way, for whatever reason, oh crap. But if for whatever reason you need a way to hide underneath a road in West Coast USA, my car is in this screenshot. My car is right here. You can't even access it. Oh, you can't even access it by. I can't even access this. You can't access it by going in this garage. You can't access it by pulling in like anywhere else. You can't go underneath that building. You can't go in this way. You can literally only access it from either here. No, not even here. Not even if you fall off. Not even if you somehow manage to get up here and then you fall off. You cannot get down here. So, literally the only way is to take the train. And take it from like any station. Just follow it all the way down to the end in West Coast. And there you go.